Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, August 8th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's gonna open up in about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update. And we should be good to go. All right, one last thing. And it looks like we're good. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, looks good. So as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 8 hour. Going down to the 4 hour over here. Going down to the 1 hour. So it looks like market's pretty much back to how it used to be before all the craziness on Monday and Tuesday, guys. Volatility is pretty low today. We had a big spike at the 5:30 a.m. news this morning, but other than that, volatility is pretty flat. So wouldn't say it's a good sign, but I also wouldn't say it's a bad sign. It's just normal market. All right, back to the 1 minute over here. Okay, so as you guys can see over here, I'm gonna clean this up. As you guys can see, market is pretty much back to how it normally is. We had this big spike over here for news at 5:30. I'll mark that up. Obviously, we know that was news. But other than that, price over here is barely been moving. So these candles over here, if you measure them, they're moving like, 10, 15 points. So they're not really moving too much, which is how the market typically moves during the summer. So it looks like we're back to normal market conditions. Closest level of liquidity above is at 39,130, and the closest level of liquidity below is at 39,018. So those are the two closest levels of liquidity closest to current price. And we'll see what happens here when market opens. So let's take a look at the other news for today. We have news at 7 o'clock, which is wholesale inventories, low impact. And we have more news at 7:30, which is gas stock change, also low impact. So I'll put that up over here. 7 o'clock and 7:30. Looking over here at current price, price looks pretty bullish right now. That's because price is above the pivots. The trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. The only downside here is that the divergence is bearish. So if this swings back up, this is probably going to be a continuation back to the upside. And if it does swing back up, first target to hit is going to be the liquidity right here. So if price pushes up, that's kind of where we're expecting price to go first initially. And then if price climbs up even higher, well, there's nothing up here. Closest thing's going to be this liquidity up here, but other than that, I just realized the sessions aren't on my chart for some reason. There we go. Okay, so price pushes back up higher. The target's actually going to be the sessions right here. So it'll probably push through liquidity. Target's going to be the London low right there. And if price drops below, it's going to be the Asia high right here. So we got two different targets there. If price goes up or if price goes down. We got market opening up in about 2 minutes. Right here, we have consolidation, of course. So price looks like it's consolidating between the 150 and the 39,000 mark right there. So we'll see what happens here when market opens. We got market opening up in about a minute. See where this goes. So, all right, let's see what's here so far. Morning, William. Morning, Joe. Morning, Steven. Morning, everybody. Morning, Max. We got market opening up in about 30 seconds, guys. We have it's somewhat bullish bias, but it's really just consolidating. But yeah, I think price will probably push up. So we do have a bit of a bullish bias here. Mainly because price is above the pivots, trend meter is green, pivots are angling up. We're getting a bearish divergence right here. We also have a pending buy signal. I think price will probably push up, but we'll see what happens here on open. All right, so here goes the opening candle at 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is now open. So we'll see what happens here if price pushes up. This could be a possible market flow entry, but I'm not going to take it, of course. This is the opening candle. We got price kind of bouncing off the pivot right there. Not in this position, but this is a market flow setup. You can see right there, just hit full TP. Wait for the next candle. Hey, Tyron, how's it going? Morning. Welcome back. All right, so we got this candle closing in about 20 seconds. What I'm going to be looking for here is I'm going to look for price to retrace back down sharply and come right back up. Price came up and touched liquidity right there. Didn't really blast through, but it might come through on the next candle. So I'll be watching for it over here if that becomes the case. I missed the entry. Yeah, I missed the entry. It went too fast. There goes a market flow entry right there that I was waiting for. Just trying to get a proper price down, but I missed the entry right there. Now I missed it again. Just trying to get the correct price down right here. On the next time it comes down and up, I'm just gonna have to get in right away. So it's testing liquidity there again, which you guys can see. So if this candle swings down, swings back up, I'll be looking to get in for market flow first. I gotta let it swing down again because I got the pending order waiting right there now. If it swings back up.
Order submitted.
So I'm not in it yet. A little choppiness here though. I get stopped out on this if it swings too much. I got stopped out. It's okay. It's a little too choppy right here
Order
where it's
filled.
currently at. So I got stopped out right there. Small loss, but the choppiness here just kind of I might have to use a wider stop loss because it keeps going back and forth. First two over here won though. If I took any of these first two, I would have hit TP, but unfortunately right here, because of the choppiness, it triggered my entry and it came down really fast, and then it's probably gonna push up and hit TP. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens here. I'll try again on the next one. So at 115 right here. It's too
Order
close.
submitted.
Let's see if I can put it back there. All right, so I'll put the pending order right there again if it swings back up.
Order submitted.
There we go, as I'm in the position. Full TP right there. So I'm back at break even for the day.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm basically back at break even for the day.
Order filled.
I don't know what happened with my other accounts. So this is weird. It I don't know what happened with my Apex accounts. For some reason, my Apex accounts froze. On my personal account, it worked out, so I'm back at break even. But on my Apex accounts, I don't know if it got out late or well, my Apex accounts didn't update for some reason. Let me check over here. Yeah, I don't know what happened to my Apex accounts, guys. For some reason, my personal account, I'm back at break even, but all my Apex accounts looks like they took a small loss on that last trade. I don't know what happened. Or it didn't fill, I guess. Yeah, I guess that was what happened, right? Okay, well, I'm glad that it didn't fill. I was hoping that that was the case and it wasn't anything else that was worse. So it's okay. We'll keep looking for another entry here. But my main account, my personal account is back to break even, but the other Apex accounts looks like it didn't fill. So it didn't fill for Dylan, didn't fill for Rashida. Not sure if it filled for anybody else, but that's okay. It happens. You know, sometimes the entry happens too fast like that. It'll fill for the main, but it won't fill for the others, of course. Man, just when we thought the market was moving back to normal, it's still moving pretty heavy right now, like heavy in a way that that it's hard to catch these market flows because they just like the market just flips. Obviously, these are all good market flow entries, but they're kind of hard to catch because of the big spikes. See, so Max said he's two trades, 35 points, done for the day. Nice work, Max. So for the day so far, you guys can see over here. This is the weird thing because it didn't fill for you guys, but it filled for me here. So I'm not sure why my profits showed up all weird. I don't know. So it did fill for me. The reason I know it filled for me is because it shows right here, but my profits look all weird on my Apex for some reason. Just don't understand why. Um, I mean, whatever, it's fine. Just take it as is and I'll move on to the next one. But yeah, anyways, we had two wins right here, or we had one loss right here and then one win right here. So technically break even day so far with regard to the trades that we took here on the live. I'll be looking for another one here to balance it out. Max said I've been getting horrible fills on my follower accounts, getting half points today and yesterday. Yeah, so that's the case with me right now too, Max, because all of my Apex accounts are follower accounts, and my main account that I'm executing my trades is my personal account. So yeah, it's a little annoying, but just gotta deal with it. All right, so I'm looking for the next opportunity for entry here. Price is currently at the session, so not really looking to take any entries at this point. As you guys know, the sessions is a red flag for me. So I don't really look to take entries at that point. What I'm going to be looking for here is I'll be looking for price to climb up higher, retrace and climb up for continuation there. Price can possibly come down from where it's currently at right here, bounce off the pivot and shoot up higher, but I'm not going to be looking for that. All right, so we got price coming back down right here. This could be a possible market flow entry right here, actually. 163. So I'll put a pending order right there. It's not filled yet. Now it's filled.
Order filled.
Kind of watched it again because of what happened on that last trade. Yeah, the volatility here is kind of crazy. It's like all over the place. Full TP right there.
Order
Make sure I
filled.
flatten my thing out. Okay. So there we go. You got 2 wins today, 1 loss, guys. So we're net positive for the day so far. My main account is back in profit. All of my Apex accounts, they're at break even now. Rashida said, I hit flat all and one account was still running. I know it's crazy, right? I don't know what's going on. The market volatility, of course, has something to do with it because I'm assuming like you get out of the position and then it ends up, one position ends up getting caught. But I mean, it's all good. You just got to stay focused. So don't get sloppy, guys. Continue looking at your charts and everything. Make sure that everything's closing properly because this volatility it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. So it's a good thing because you can see our TPs are getting hit right away. It gets filled, go straight to TP. But it's a bad thing because your follower accounts can't follow. It's too fast. So just make sure to watch your accounts and hit flat and all once the entry or target has been hit. Because the last thing you want to do is get caught in a position. You'd be all happy because like one of your accounts or most of your accounts closed out and you have one account that's still running. Because that's happened before where I forgot about it. I looked back at my followers and there was like one more account that was still running and I was confused. I closed it out and made more profit because it was still pushing, but it could have ended badly if I didn't, if I wasn't watching it. So let's see, Max said, I don't know if it's the volatility, but I would get filled 5-7 points off my leader account. It's because of the spread. If you're entering market orders, Max, it's because of the spread. So you should be using pending orders if possible. Because if you're talking about that yesterday and Monday and like Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday, the spread was super high. Like right now, the spread's back to normal. It's like 1 to 3. But yesterday and Monday and Tuesday, it was like up to 8 points. So if you're entering at a market order, it's going to automatically cover the spread. That's why I'm putting pending orders on mine so I get in exactly where I need to be. So yeah, it was a spread and it was also the volatility. It's just slippage. I know it sucks. It sucks, but that's why I've been like only putting pending orders now because I want to get in right at where the price is at. That's what happened to me yesterday. So if you guys saw my profits yesterday, Max, I had like 3 wins, but I was only in profit for like 1 win because of the spread and the like if you're entering market and then the spread is like 8 points and your TP is like 15 points. So like 15 minus 8, that's why you got like 5 points on that, or you got 5 points off. It's annoying, but that's how the spread works. It's typically not like that though. So like if you look over here, the spread is at 3 right now. It's usually at like 1. So it's usually like 1 to 3, 1 to 2, or even 0 sometimes. But past couple of days, it's just been because of the volatility, the spread goes up. Like if the market's moving crazy all over the place, like 100 points, the spread will be like 10 points. It's because the brokers don't want to get screwed. They don't want to have slippage on their end, so they pass on the slippage to the retail trader. All right, so we're currently up, guys. Like I said, we're up 2 wins, 1 loss for the day, 1 net win. So looking pretty decent so far. We looking for another entry here, if possible. Try to zoom out of this little one right here, this candle. All right, so if price continues to climb up from where it's currently at, the next target is going to be the liquidity above. I just got to be faster. I got to keep practicing doing these pending orders. I'm not going to do any more market orders because, like what Max said, I don't want to get caught in the spread or any of that slippage that typically tends to happen. So there was a levels entry right here. Again, guys, I don't apply the standalone entries on its own anymore, but you guys can see there's another levels entry right here that just came up. So there's a levels entry that happened down here. There's a levels entry that's currently active right now. There's a lot of different entries that are coming up. It just depends on what strategy you guys want to apply. There's a levels entry there. This one's currently running right now. It's probably already hit TP. I've been following it. If this pushes back up, it's going to hit TP. See what else we got here. We had a breakout V3 continuation right here. We've been seeing this pattern almost every day, guys. So if you guys remembered earlier, I mentioned the breakout V3 continuation. You could literally take this for like 100 points. This has been happening every day this week. So if you guys want to follow if you guys ever see a breakout V3 continuation, or not even a continuation, just a breakout V3, it plays out pretty nice. So every day this week, we saw a breakout V3 happen like right in the beginning of the session, and it typically pushes up super heavy. I don't know if Nick caught that. This is the same pattern that we were talking about yesterday, Nick, that you caught like a couple days ago. And you held on to it for like, 100, 200 points. Same thing. This happened on Monday. It happened on Tuesday. It happened yesterday. Again, it happened again today for buys specifically, I think. So if anybody's been following the breakout V3s, they've been hitting. Like I said, I have a ton of strategies that you guys can apply. It's just up to preference for what you guys want to use them for and what you guys want to take them. Possible market flow setup here, but it already pushed up. There's no entry here. There was no wick that came down and wicked down and shot back up. So the volatility right now is actually pretty heavy right now, guys. I don't know if we should adjust our TP stop loss, but I'm gonna leave it as is for now because I'm not sure if this is gonna die down. This might just be temporary because you can see it is climbing up, but I don't know for how long. So I'll look for this next candle over here, possible entry for a market flow. So I'll look for it to swing down, possibly swing back up. So it's not swung, it hasn't swung down far enough yet. I need to come down a little sharper tracement, push back up. Doesn't look like we're gonna get an entry here. No entry here. We'll look for the next one. Probably not gonna happen on the next one either. It gets pushed up so far up. So this could have been a market flow entry that we're looking for. Unfortunately, it didn't really pull back hard enough. It did set up after the fact, but that was kind of what we were looking for. So I'll wait a couple more candles here. Let's see, Max is asking, was that a CV entry or was the candle too big? Oh, which one are you talking about, Max? Because I don't see one here. If you're looking for a CD entry for a buy, there would have to be a low right here, but there's no low. So it wouldn't be a CV. I mean, it's a V1 pattern, so you can see it's a double body rejection, but again, there's no low right here. So there'd have to be a low label, some type of higher low, lower low, something like that. All right, we might get a market flow on the next candle here. Not this one, but the next one. Pull back a little bit. Put my pending order right there in case it swings back up.
Order submitted.
So I'll keep watching here. I'll cancel it if I don't think it's gonna swing back up. We got 30 seconds left on this candle, so we got a lot of time. So if this candle swings back green, we're taking it up for a market flow. It's got 20 seconds left on the candle. It's probably not going to fill, so I'm just going to cancel it. Cancel my order right there.
Order canceled.
So the order was canceled. All right, so it looks like we're gonna have to wait a bit again. I don't like taking market flows when they're down here. I like them to swing back up, retrace, push back up higher. So I'll be looking for some market flow entries here. I just don't have anything here yet. So I need price to like kind of push up a little bit farther, like up to this area. Once it pushes up to this area, I'll look for that retracement. And then I'll look for the market flow. So price came down, bounced off the sessions right here, pushed back up. Got about 15 seconds left on here. 10 seconds left. Not going to look for any market flows until maybe the next two candles. It's not going to happen on this next one. All right, so again, I need price to push up here. Need price to push up, close up there, come back down, retrace, continue back up for the continuation. If that doesn't happen, that's fine. Then we'll just wait. No need to force anything here. All right, let's see where this goes. The volatility is still pretty decent right now. I'm trying to get one more trade in before 7 o'clock because typically around 7, the volatility starts to slow down a bit. So again, I need price to push up a little bit higher, look for that retrace, continuation back to the upside. So as you guys can see, prices back at the sessions, you can see the manipulation happening right here. This is why we don't trade at the session. So again, I'm waiting for price to push out of this area. I mean, if you guys want to catch the bounces off the sessions, you guys can, but it's just not it's not my thing. It's too much risk there if you trade around that area. I mean, price can really just go in either direction. So it looks like price is bouncing off here, continuation back up higher. And I climb back up to this high right here where it's going to be liquidity. So we got liquidity sitting up there now. I'm gonna look for the market flow entry somewhere over here. Price is climbing up. This is going to be the level of liquidity if price does climb up to this point. First target, next target's going to be the higher liquidity. 61. It's not going to pull back from here. So that's going to be the first target right there. Looks like we're now in a range. Okay, so the first level of liquidity right there got hit. The range is between the 300 mark right here and the 200 mark right here. So it's currently ranging between 100 points. There goes liquidity right there getting hit. That was the first target. If price pushes up higher, there's more liquidity sitting up top. So price pushes up higher, it's got a whole target up here. There's a V1 pattern setting up right here. This could be a reversal. Never mind, take that back, pushed up higher. So the V1 over here actually played out perfect. You guys can see the V1 variation. This confirmed a retracement. Price came back down right here, rejected off the sessions. And then it came right back up for continuation. Looking for another market flow entry here, but again, the market volatility is very high. And it's waiting for this here to come back down. There's a triple confluence right there that just hit. Nice work, Kevin, for catching that. Thanks for the heads up. So triple confluence right there, broken close above the higher high. It was a high-low scalp incorporated with the pivot scalp and incorporated with a momentum scalp. So that's a triple confluence right there. I didn't even identify that as a triple confluence. I totally missed it. As you guys know, when these triple confluences come up, they're usually a hit. So nice work on catching that, Kevin and Oscar. Mike over here caught it too, or what? Nice. All right, guys. So let's see what else we got over here. So like I said, I don't typically use the original strategy standalone anymore. I typically look for market flow. I use the strategies as a confluence. But if you guys know the original strategies, they all work perfectly fine. And if you wanted to take a pivot scalp, you could have taken this as a pivot scalp. If you wanted to take it as a momentum scalp, you could have taken it that. You could have taken it as a high-low scalp. You could have taken it as a triple confluence. You could have taken, there's a breakout V3 continuation right here. Another one right there. So you guys can see the strategies are working out perfectly fine. It's just for me right now, I'm sticking to market flow entries. That's just kind of what I'm sticking to because that's what I plan on using for the hedge fund. So I just got to keep things as is. I'm not going to take any unnecessary risks. I'm sticking to my game plan. Game plan is market flow, market flow, market flow. And for a lot of people, that's kind of what you need, right? You need to have some sort of structure. You could apply all the strategies you want, but you need to have some sort of structure when applying these strategies. For me, it's market flow, so that's all I'm sticking to. But I'll call out other entries as they come up here, of course. We got some nice direction here. 6:55, we got news over here at 7 o'clock, low impact. News at 7 o'clock is wholesale inventories month over month. Forecasted to be negative. So we got 5 minutes till news. I know it's low impact, but I'm probably not going to take any trades right there. I hold off on that for now. So if you guys are just joining the room, we're currently up 2 wins, 1 loss. So we're in one net win for the day. Yeah, you guys can see here on my chart, it has all these arrows here for the trade that we've taken. See if price comes back down here and bounces off the pivot. It'll probably happen on the next candle, not this one here. So we got 30 seconds on this candle. Come up on this next one here. Let's see. No retracement yet. All right, so the volatility here is starting to slow down a little bit. I think it's because news is happening in about 3 minutes. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to screenshot our trades for the day first. Unfortunately, this first trade right here, this one should have hit, but I got in a little too early. So I'll mark that up right there. The first entry is at 632, small loss. It seems like a lot of my losses come very early in the session. So if that's the case, maybe I'll just stop taking trades at a certain time, let the market kind of stabilize a bit before I start looking. Second entry happened on the following candle right here. See, it's a double-edged sword because sometimes you'll have losses early, sometimes you'll have wins early. So it's kind of hard. You can miss some good entries if you trade scared. Start green. Then we have one more right here that happened at 638. So there we go. All right, there we go. So we got news coming up in about a few seconds, guys, right here, about 30 seconds. Here are our official trades for the day. One loss, two wins. Currently in profit for the day. This is a low impact news event, guys, so I'm not really expecting much to happen here. All right, so let's see what happens here. This is going to be the news candle in about 10 seconds. You guys can see the volatility here is pretty much dead. We'll see how market reacts to it. So price is coming down slightly. Let's check the news real quick. News was neutral. All right, so news was neutral. I'm not really expecting much of a movement here. Possible market flow entry setting up right here. And I was tempted to get into it, but because it was a news candle, I kind of hesitated. Full TP right there. That was a nice entry too. It came down really sharp, came right back up, and it went straight through right there to liquidity. It's all good. I'd rather be safe than sorry, of course, trading news like that. So liquidity right there just got hit. I'll look for the next entry. It's low impact news, so I'm not really focusing too much on this news event. I'll just have the line there, but again, it's low impact news, so it's not going to prevent me from looking for entries around that area. All right, we're currently at 7 o'clock, guys. This is usually where the volatility starts to die down quite a bit. And you can see here the volatility is definitely dying down quite a bit. All right, so we'll keep watching for possible opportunities here. Again, we're just gonna have to wait for something here to happen. All right, we got nothing going on right here. Price is just barely moving. There's going to be some increased volatility. It's just going to be a matter of time until it picks back up. Right now, it's going to stay pretty flat. This is normally what happens after 7 o'clock. And this is why I try to get my trades in before 7. Because we just get caught in this, slow snail movement. It's probably going to move directional, but it's probably going to move very slowly. So let's see. I'm gonna keep looking at the level 2 right here. Level 2 will probably give us a better idea of like where price is gonna go. I find the level 2 to work very well when the market's actually pretty slow. Because you can kind of catch when the push is gonna happen. When the market's moving too fast, the level 2 is kind of tricky because um it's just always changing. But if the market's moving slow like this and I see a big order come in on the sell side or the buy side or the buy side or the sell side, um I can anticipate some sort of bounce. Also, there's no like red flags around this area. There's no sessions. There's just like not really anything up here. There's no sessions. There's no liquidity. So I'm not expecting the level 2 to really have a high impact on like what's going on real time. But it's kind of just out in open space right now. So it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because if you do see a big order, it's probably going to fill. We have a big buy order coming in right here. I saw 32 contracts. So we'll see if this pushes back up. There's a lot of big buy orders that are coming in right now. The buy side is getting stacked, but they're kind of down here. So let's see, the buy orders are coming in pretty low at around 26. Yeah, right here. So a bunch of buy orders just hanging out right here. Ideally, I'd like price to come down a little bit and then bounce off the pivot, of course. So I get a market flow entry there. Market flow might happen on the next candle here. It continues to drop further. So a lot of those buyers are getting ate up right now. I need this to come down a little more. I'll put my pending order right there just in case it swings back up. This candle has 26 seconds left on it, so it's probably not going to fill. I'll just cancel it soon if it doesn't. It's got 15 seconds left on it. It's got 10 seconds. It's got 5 seconds. I'm going to cancel it. No order.
Order canceled.
So I cancel it right there. Possibly another opportunity right here. Put my pending order right there in case it swings back up.
Order submitted.
Hasn't filled yet, has 30 seconds left on the candle. It's got quite a bit of time. 20 seconds. It's got 15 seconds. It's not going to fill. I'm going to cancel it. All right, it's no order right there, guys. Again, just going to keep waiting.
Order canceled.
All right, perfect. I actually wanted to sell. Oh, never mind. I wanted the sell signal to come up there so that we can have a buy signal that would be pending next, but it's all good. There's another market flow right here. I'm not going to take this one though. I'll just leave it as is. The volatility here is just too slow. Like I said earlier, it's like a snail movement. It's just going to move super slow. So there's a possible market flow that can set up right here. It's not set up yet, but it can set up. So it hasn't filled yet. If you guys are looking to take that to market flow entry, it looks like it just got filled. I'm gonna wait for it to push back up and then come back down. It's just the volatility right now is too slow. I don't like this low volatility because the thing is I don't want to get caught in this position for too long. So I'm not in this position here. I'm gonna wait for it to come back up, come back down, and then continue climbing from there. So you can see right there, it's now filled. It's probably gonna push up and hit TP eventually. I'll wait again for this to push back up from where it's currently at. This could be another market flow entry, possibly right here. Let's see. At the 88 mark. See,
Order
I'm also
submitted.
trying to put in my pending order, but it's like there's not enough movement here, so I can't even get in. Yeah, it's a stop limit order rejected. It's too close to current price. All right, I'm just gonna wait. I don't want FOMO to get the best of me right now. I need some volatility. I need price to actually push up and come up higher. I'll leave it as is for now. Probably a good thing I didn't get into it. Yeah, it was a good thing I didn't get into that position there. Need some movement. All right, so there's a couple of things here that I would prefer. I would prefer price to come down a little further, provide a V1 variation down here, and then climb back up. We have a low right here, but there's no new high. So if price comes down a little bit lower, just a little bit lower, doesn't have to go too low, just like past this line right here, then we'll have a new low. And then if we have that new low there, that new low could provide a double body rejection or a CV pattern, and that'll be a reversal pattern. So if you have that confluence down here for a V1 variation or a CV entry, then it'll be more likely that price is going to push up from that point and climb up higher to hit liquidity up here. So that's going to be the target. The target's going to be liquidity up there. But again, like I said, ideally, I would like some sort of reversal pattern to show up down here. Hasn't showed up yet. Price is just going sideways. And there's just not much going on here. Volatility is too low. There's another market flow entry that's coming up right here. But again, I'm going to wait for it to push up a little bit and come back down. I need to see some sort of movement here. I don't want to get into a trading price just going sideways like this. So again, there's a market flow entry here that's currently setting up. It's not filled yet, but if it pushes up higher, probably push right through. And there we go with the market flow entry currently running. Still hasn't hit yet. Yeah, this is what I don't want to end up in. I don't want to be in a market flow entry and then it doesn't hit right away. Because at this point, I'm like going to be stressing out because I'm like, why hasn't it hit yet? You know? So again, I'm not going to take any entries around this area. I'm going to wait for price to push up to this area right here. Look for that retracement and a continuation up. Okay, perfect. So we have a new low right here. Now that we have a new low, this could set up for that V1 variation pattern that I was just mentioning earlier, either a V1 variation or a CV pattern. One of those. I'm looking for a confluence. I need to see some sort of reversal here. Once I see the reversal pattern, then I'm going to look for it to climb up and continue to the upside. And then the target price point, of course, is going to be the session, not the sessions, the liquidity right here. There's not really much there's no other targets up here. Like the only target we have that's close enough that'll probably get hit is going to be this liquidity right here. There's more liquidity above, but it's way too high. And with this low volatility, it's probably not going to reach that point. So we'll continue to see here what happens. Again, we need like 2 candles. If this candle closes green, we'll have that V1 variation, double body rejection right there. If anybody wants to take this as a V1 variation, I mean, so be it, you guys can. This will be a V1 variation and then possibly also a CV pattern right there. So 2 reversal patterns on 1 candle. This candle just has to close smaller than this red one. If it doesn't close smaller, then it'll just be a V1 variation, which is, again, perfectly fine as well. There we go with that reversal pattern. This is exactly what I was looking for. So this candle's got about 20 seconds left on it. So now I'm going to be looking for it to come back down and push up higher from that point there. So that's what I'll be looking for on the next candle, market flow. I got to be prepared because it's probably going to happen super quickly. All right, so we got that V1 variation pattern right there. Put my pending order right there. So if it swings back
Order
up,
submitted.
it's at 404. Perfect. So I'm watching it right now. It's not filled yet. Okay with it coming down a little bit more if it needs to. Candle has 20 seconds left on it. It's got some time. Still not filled. All right, now it's in the position. So I'm going to be watching it here in case, there's issues with the Apex accounts like last time.
Order submitted.
So the entry's filled. The volatility is kind of low right now. And the volatility is just not there. I was hoping for more volatility for it to push through. The volatility is just pretty much flat right now. So this is what I didn't want to get caught in, the sideways move. Unfortunately, I got stopped out on that trade, so I'm currently break even for the day.
Order filled.
It's all good. Let's see. Yep, back at break even for the day. Okay, so I mean it's all good. 7 o'clock, market volatility is kind of dead. And we are now back to break even. So I'm gonna go and take a screenshot of this right here. Unfortunately, this is like what I was hoping not to happen. It looks like my stop actually didn't get triggered, but I think my stop might have been a little too close. Or no, it just like barely got triggered right there. So I'll take a screenshot of this right here. We're at break even for the day. This was at 7:13. Yeah, this is why I hate trading after 7 o'clock, because this is exactly what I didn't want to end up in. I wanted price to just push right through. I thought it would have been good. So this looked like a really good entry because we had the pending buy signal on that entry candle. So I was like, okay, if we have the buy signal, it's going to push right through, and it didn't. It just ended up staying flat for like 2 minutes, and then it ended up pulling back right here. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these other candles finally pushes through. Like there's another one right here. But yeah, I mean, it's got to wait for this here to have some direction. Let's see. Vimal said, yeah. So Drew said didn't take it, might consolidate. That's pretty much what happened there. Vimal said you can actually place pending orders on TradingView with your long and short position tool. Cool. I didn't know you could do that, but I see create a limit order. Yeah, I don't trade on TradingView, so it wouldn't be any use to me. But if you guys do trade on TradingView, yeah, I mean, that's a good tool for you guys to use. I mean, I could just click right there too. It'd be easier for me to just click right there and place the order, or even have a pending order set right there too. But since I don't trade directly on TradingView, it's not really any use for me personally. I can't log into my NinjaTrader on here, unfortunately. They make you pay like an extra fee, which doesn't make sense. Let's see, iPhone said, just my opinion, not filling these market flows. Again, just my opinion. I mean, yeah, that's fine. If you don't like the market flows, you don't have to, right? You're not forced to take anything. Market flow has been working perfect for me. I got funded 300K accounts just taking market flows. So, I mean, they obviously work for me at least. So if you don't want to use them, that's fine. You're not forced to trade anything. You're not even forced to trade at all. You can just watch and not trade. But yeah, you stick to what works for you. that's pretty much what I've been telling you guys, right? Find a strategy that works good for you and stick to it. Those you just need some sort of structure. My structure here is market flow, and it's been working for like the past, I don't know, 3, 4 months. I don't know how many months you've been doing market flow, and I think it's been 3 or 4 months, but yeah, that's all I used to pass all of my Apex accounts. So during the eval phase, all I did was market flow, and now I'm at 2,300K funded Apex accounts. So I'm going to keep using it because obviously that's what got me here. You don't just change up your game plan just because you get funded. It's you just got to stick to what works. If you're taking breakout V3 continuations and that's how you got funded, then keep using that. That's pretty much how we got funded the first time. So the first round of funded accounts that we had earlier, when I had all 150K 20 Apex accounts, all I did was breakout V3 continuations, right? I kept doing it until my accounts got blown. So I blew all of my 150K accounts, and that's why I stopped using the breakout V3 continuation. So it's just whatever you guys want to apply. If you guys want to take triple confluences, if you guys want to take breakout V3 continuations, if you want to take V1 variations, it's just up to you. Whatever you guys feel like using. This entry right here that I took earlier, it lined up with the V1 variation as well. So I mean, this would have been and you can see right here, the thing is we just got caught in this retracement, but it did push back up to where it was supposed to go. So if our TP stop loss was wide enough, we would have been fine. Like if we did our original 1030 split, like obviously it would have worked out, right? Because we originally for the V1 variations, we can do the 1030, and that's usually what we would have done, and it would have hit right there. But right now we're using 1515, and that is pretty much what we're sticking to right now. So I'll look for like maybe one more entry that may come up here, guys, but because of the low volatility, I might just not take anything because I'm at break even for the day. So I'm not really, I don't feel the need to really force any trades here. So Dylan over here said, what contract size is good for 150K eval using, what's your max drawdown? What's your max trailing drawdown on the 150K, Dylan? Because I don't know what the number is for that. So what's the max trailing drawdown, and how many trades do you plan on taking? Because that's how you would calculate it. Like if you plan on taking one trade, then you can do full risk on one trade. If you plan on taking two, you got to split the risk amongst, two others. So it kind of depends. Like you have to have like some sort of game plan, whatever your risk is for the day. Typically for the day, I would risk about maybe 5 trades. I would do 5 trades. So let's see, Adam said 2,500 on the 50K, on the 150K. So if your max drawdown, is that the max drawdown, Adam? Let me check real quick. Not that I don't believe you, but I feel like that's kind of small. It's kind of tight. No, the trailing drawdown is 5,000 on the 150K. That's what I thought. I was like, that's way too tight. 2,500. Sorry, guys, not loading. Man, I don't know what's up with Apex right now. Second, guys. Let me refresh it. It is 5,000. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit higher. So if you're going to be trading, you should be risking about 1,000 a day, basically. So depending on how many trades you want to take. Yeah, how many trades do you plan on taking a day, Dylan? Like you got to have some sort of idea of how many trades you plan on taking. 2 trades. Okay, so you have 5,000 for your entire account. You divide that by 5. Obviously, it's 1,000. You plan on taking 2 trades. Divide that by 2. This is how much you should be risking per trade. So your goal is basically to make like about 1,000 a day. Have 2 wins, call it a day, be done. So if you're going to be doing that, you probably have to go a little over because I don't think if there's any flat out 500. So you should be using between a 6 or 7 contract. So 7 contracts, you make 525 per trade. So your profit goal there is, let's see. Your profit goal is 9,000, right? So with your profit goal being 9,000, 525 times 2, that's 1,050, right? 1,050. So you need to make 9,000 divided by 1,050. You need basically 8.5 good trading days. So that's how you'll pass your eval within like 8.5 trading days. If you want to take it with less, so the other, let me see what the other less. So if you take it with less contracts, 6 contracts, less risk, 450, situation like that. So 450 times 2, 900. So that it'll take you 10 trades to 10 winning days to pass. Yeah. So I mean, it just depends on like what you're looking for. Obviously, if you're doing an eval, you probably want to take more risks. So you probably want to take a 7 contract. It'll take you about 8 trades to win, or 9 trades. 8.5. So basically you need 9 wins, 9 winning days to pass. And that's how it is, guys. Like when you guys are trading a certain way, you just have to do the math. Like when you're trying to figure out what your risk management should be, you just got to do the math. The math isn't very difficult. It's like basic arithmetic. So you once you calculate that, you'll know exactly what contract size to use, how many trades to take, when to stop trading. You know, if you have two losses for the day, Dylan, then that's it. You know, wrap it up. Come back tomorrow fresh, try to break even the next day or make more profit. And then eventually, you know, hopefully within a month's time, you'll be able to pass. The 150 is actually a good account to trade with because the threshold isn't super wide. The 300K, you guys can see how different it is here, right? It's a 20,000 profit goal. So you basically, it's like 3 times what you're doing to meet the goal for the 150K. So the 300K, this is why it took me a couple months to pass all of them because obviously the goal is so much higher. Versus the 150K, I was able to pass this within like a week. So yeah, if you guys aren't at a level yet where you think you can pass a 300K, I would just go with the 150 because 150 it's a good starting point. And then once you get some payouts through there, then you'll just, you know, those payouts will just carry over to your next accounts. And you can always just add them all to the copier. So while you're funded, you could still be building on the 300K. And that's what I was doing. So like before I had all of my 300K accounts, I think I had like 11 300K accounts, and then I had like 4 250K accounts. So what I did was I was pretty much still trading the 250s, and then once I got all of the 300Ks, I just canceled my 250s, and then ended up moving over to my all 300K. So now I'm at 20 300K accounts. Joe's asking, do you recommend 100K? Not really. Well, I mean, so it's like by the person, Joe. Because like the thing is, like the 100K is cool, but at that point, you might as well trade your own money, right? And you probably if you're able to make profit, then you should trade your own account because you're gonna make more money doing that versus doing an eval. Like you're gonna waste your time doing 100K eval, and then once you're funded on that 100K, you're only gonna take smaller contract sizes because you're gonna drop it down a little bit. So, in my opinion, it's just not worth it. I don't think it's worth the effort because you're gonna have to waste like basically a month to get that eval passed, and then you're gonna pay all these fees to get that account. But again, if you're new to trading, which I'm pretty sure you're not like well versed yet to like have confidence in trading your own money, then 100K is fine. Any account is really fine. If you guys are just in your practicing phase and you're trying to get better, any account is fine. But realistically, if you're trying to make some real money, the 100K is not gonna cut it. Because like for example, over here, so let's go back to the 150K example, right? So the 150K example, I'm trying to figure out the number was 5,000, right? So 5,000 divided by 7. So this is how much I would be willing to risk per day on a funded 150K account, 714. If you're taking 2 trades a day, divided by 2, That's 257, right? I make more on my personal account for one trade than I do on this. So it just doesn't really make sense. Um, so the 150K is okay, but like once you get to the next level and you want to start to make more money and you want to take less risk, like for me right now on my 300K accounts, I'm taking a risk of 525. So 525 times two, you basically make I'll make like basically 1,000 per day. This is where it's like, okay, this makes sense to me because I have 20 accounts times 20, that's 21,000, right? So now it makes sense. But same with the 150K account. So if you're making like 714 per day times 20, that's how much profit you would make, like in the thousands. But if you go back to, let's see, I forgot what the number was for that. Here, I'll just take a look. There's no entries coming up anyway, so I'll just take a look anyways for the 100K. So 3,000 trillion drawdown threshold. And again, it all comes down to the math, guys. So I mean, it's up to you, however much profit you plan on making or you want to make. So it's 3,000 times 7. That's 428 per day divided by 2. So you're gonna make like about 200 bucks or 214, I guess, if you want to be exact, per trade. So we'll just round it down to 214. And again, this is if you have like 20 accounts. So 214 times 20. I mean, you're still going to make pretty good money, but then you're going to want to build on that. So you're kind of like, so I don't want to discourage you. I don't want to tell you not to do it, Joe. But if you're asking me personally, I wouldn't do it. It just doesn't make sense to me because it's such a big difference, right? Making 4,000 per day versus making 10,000 per day. It's a big difference. So for me, I'd rather tough it out past my 300K. It might take a couple more, like another month or two, but eventually it's going to pay off. It's going to be worth it because instead of making 4,000 per day with one trade, I'll be making 10,000 per day per trade. And then it just makes more sense long term. So yeah, if you guys are a new trader, it's fine. You can, if you're a brand new trader, a 50K account's fine for you because you'll be able to pass that super quickly. But if you're a seasoned trader and you're like really looking to make some serious money trading, then obviously the bigger accounts, the better. But 150 is going to be the basically the average. So I think 150 is like the good middle point. Anything below that is okay, but just don't expect to make a lot of money trading those accounts. That it's just, you have to set your expectations. Like you can't expect to make the same profit I'm doing on a smaller account. So and to be conservative, because like for me, I'm trading conservatively. So, like I said, I'm on a 300K account, right? So let's see, I'm on a 300K account. My max drawdown is 7,500, and each trade I'm risking 525, right? So I literally have to lose 14.2 times back to back. Like I have to just have a horrible losing streak. I just have to keep losing every single day 14.3 times or 14.2 times. That's how I could blow my account. That's why I'm super conservative. And I basically made it that it's impossible for me to blow my accounts. So this is you just got to be smart about it. A lot of people blow accounts super quickly. If you're smart about it, it's very possible for you to make it impossible to blow your account. Like I've made it impossible for me to blow my account. I'm not making a lot of money per trade, but in total, times 20, it's pretty good profit. So just keep that in mind, guys. A lot of people just try to rush things and they try to just get things. Everyone's on a different track. So just keep that in mind, stay in your lane, do what you need to do to get funded and get payouts and all that stuff. But for me, I'm very conservative because now that I'm starting the hedge fund, this is kind of like how I have to, this is how I have to operate when I start to trade everybody else's accounts. Because I can't be trading risky when I'm trading like, hundreds of people's accounts and there's a lot of money at risk, like real money, not funding company money, but real money. Let's see, Usman said, hey, Sean, do we have to pass our eval within 10 days or can it take longer? It can take as long as you want, Usman. So like, as long as you pay that monthly fee, which is like 40 bucks, you can take as long as you want. So it'll just keep renewing until you're done. Without the promo, you'd have to trade at least 10 days. So you'd have to trade 10 days without the promo. Right now, the promo is a 1 day pass. So you can pass within 1 day and then you'll go straight to funded. Let's see. William said, blew my account today again. Yeah, how many accounts do you have now, William? Because I know you blew like a couple yesterday, right? And the day before. So William said, blew my account today. Lesson learned again. Starting my 3 PAs on Monday. We'll write everything down, my rules down. Yeah, you just gotta follow your rules, William. You know, same conversation we had yesterday and the time before that and the time before that. You just gotta follow you know, your rules. I know over trading and revenge trading, it's crazy because like with William, I literally told you guys a story yesterday about the guy in our group who he passed like 2,300K accounts. He was making pretty good profit for like 5 days. He went away because he was like, okay, I'm done trading for the day. He came back in the afternoon and then he blew all his accounts with one trade. That's the same thing that William did. So guys, whenever I'm telling you guys the stuff that happens with people when I tell you these stories, you should actually listen because I mean, unfortunately for you, William, if you listened to what I was telling you, you wouldn't have done that and you would have had like all of your accounts still. And it's okay. I mean, it happens. It's all part of the game, right? Sometimes you got to make those mistakes to learn from them. But if you're making those mistakes and then you're not learning from them and you just keep doing them over and over again, then you're just never going to get any better. So unfortunately, that's the case for a lot of people. All right, guys, so there's no entries here. I'm still at break even for the day. I didn't take any other trades. As you can see, the volatility here is pretty much dead. This is why I don't trade after 7 o'clock. This was kind of a dumb trade right here. I mean, I guess I could have just sat out of it, but it looked like such a good trade for me right here. Before this trade, I was up net win for 1, had 2 wins, 1 loss, and then we took this trade right here. Everything looked good. It just lined up perfectly. We had a V1 variation. We had a pending buy signal. Everything lined up. It did push up and hit TP eventually, but it came down and tripped our stop loss before it actually came up. So unfortunately, it came down, hit my stop loss, and then it came right back up. But it's all good. I mean, it's all part of the game, like I said. Not every trade is going to hit, even though it looks perfect. You just got to take those losses and move on to the next one. So it's all good. We're still net profit for the week so far, so I'm not really affected by it too much. The only issue here is that I like to close out each day with like a net win. And it's not looking like that's going to happen today because there's just no movement here. So price keeps going back and forth, and I'm not going to force any trades here just to get that one win. I'd rather wrap up the day in a break even than have to go through that. Let's see. Steven said personal brokers offer high leverage, so they already give you access to more money. Not really, Steven. I don't think you understand the concept behind that. So I know you use bootleg brokers. You don't use real brokers. You use like forex brokers that are unregulated. So what they mean by leverage is that, so say for example, Steven, you put in $5,000, right? Because it's high leverage, you can lose all that $5,000. They don't give you more money. They're not like, hey, Steven, here's thanks for your 5,000 bucks. Here's $1,000,000 to trade. That's not the case. The case is you could put in your $5,000 and you can blow that whole account to zero. When a broker gives you low leverage, you can put in $5,000, but you can only lose like 30% of that. So I think you're kind of, well, you're not confused. You just don't understand how it's done. When it's high leverage, they just let you blow all your money at once. When it's low leverage, you have to put in a certain amount of money, but you can only lose a certain amount of that money. There's a whole reason behind that, because back when the market crashed a long time ago, you know, people were putting their life savings into these trading accounts and they would just lose it all in like one trade. In order to prevent that from happening, regulated brokers now have to offer lower leverage. So like when that happens, you can't blow like all of your savings in one trade. You're kind of cut off. Like once you lose 30% of that account, you're cut off and they're like, hey, Steven, you need to learn how to trade, bro. You need to learn how to trade first before you can lose some more money. So that's why they offer low leverage, because they just cut you off and they're like, hey, you can't lose any more money here. Go learn how to trade first, then put some more money in, and then you can start trading again. So yeah, it's that's not how leverage works, Stephen. So let's see. And he has Stephen said, okay, so you'll only manage personal accounts. Yeah, I'm not managing any funded accounts, Stephen. I can't do that. It's not possible. Because I'm already trading with Apex. Let's see. All right, so there's still no entries here right now, guys. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll answer whatever questions you guys have. If there's any confusion, anything that you guys need help with, any, risk management questions. Again, back to the risk management stuff, guys, it all comes back down to, the basic equation. Like, depending on whatever funding company you guys are using, it doesn't matter if it's Apex or anything like that. If your funding company gives you like 10,000 drawdown, right? And you're doing an eval phase, you probably want to give yourself a week's time to pass that, or a week's time to blow the account. So you just divide that by 5 days. That's how much risk you take per day. Depending on how many trades you want to take. If you want to take 5 trades a day, divide that by 5, then okay, this is how much you should risk per trade, right? So it's just basic math, guys. The equation is on the website. So if you guys haven't seen the website, the equation is on there. I put the equation for you guys on there to calculate that stuff. But yeah, you just have to reverse engineer it. So like you just get the whole number of like whatever your max risk is, and then you divide that by how many days, and then you divide that by how many trades. Super, super simple. And that's, for the most part, how it's done. So, all right, guys, it's 7:40 right now. There's not really too much going on. I'll keep looking for another entry here, but I'm not really expecting anything to happen here because of the current market conditions. Let's check the news calendar for tomorrow. We don't have any news tomorrow, so hopefully the market's going to be smoother than usual. Looking over here at CNBC, there's no breaking news. Dow's currently up 500 points. S&P is up 100 points. Nasdaq's up 350 points. Looking at retail sentiment is currently, let's see, it is currently 63% short. This indicates that 63% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So typically you want to do the opposite and buy. That's pretty much what we've been doing today. We've been taking buys. So we've been doing that without even looking at the retail sentiment. All the trades today were for some buys. First trade over here was at 632. It was a loss. Second trade was at 633. It was a win. Third trade was at 638. It was a win. And then we had one trade over here at 713, which was a loss, unfortunately. So back to break even for the day. And not really expecting much to happen here, guys. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll take a look at the team profits for the day. So let's see, we got Max over here. Max locked in 320 on his first 5 accounts, locked in 1,200 on his 5th account or 6th account, and 1,520 on his 7th account. So across all of his PA accounts over here, he locked in the total profit. Let's see, 2, 3, about 4,000 for the day. Nice work, Ethan. Max. Yeah, so Max over here said he took lower risk on his 2 other trades since he has pending payouts. So this is kind of what I was referring to yesterday with you too, William. So here's the worst part with William. William had payouts that were already pending, but he decided to trade on those accounts and he just blew them. Or he didn't blow them, but he got to the point where they denied his payout because he didn't have the money in the account anymore. So another reminder to you guys, if you guys request a payout, wait for the approval before you trade that account, right? Don't trade money that you guys are not okay with losing. That's what happened with William yesterday. I don't want to put you on the spotlight, William, but that's, we got to warn people so that they don't do that in the future. So again, if you guys have, like Max here did the smart thing. He knew that he had payouts waiting on these accounts, so he took lower risk. He has 5 accounts here. He has some pretty big payouts that are coming on those accounts. So he waited first and he took a small trade or a small risk so that no matter what happened today, he would still be able to get those payouts approved. So nice work, Max. Yeah, no, definitely. Max said usually when he has pending payouts, he doesn't even touch the account, and that's the smartest decision. But today he had decent cushion, so he just took a decent setup and he took it for a small profit. So that's solid. Yeah, Mike over here as well. Mike said, I've done the same thing, bro. Yeah, no. Mike over here. So guys, just if you guys make that mistake, don't worry. Other people have made that mistake, but I want to make you guys aware. So if you guys do request a payout, you guys aren't out there trying to YOLO your account like William over here. It's like, oh, I made $6,000. I'm gonna YOLO this whole 6,000 to make another 6,000, and then you blow it, and then now you don't have any 6,000 in profit. You kind of just threw away. You basically burned 6,000 per account. Uh, so just keep that in mind, guys. Where I just want to make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes that other people in the group have made, and I want to make sure that the people who have made the mistakes learn from it. Because I don't want you. That's the last thing I want to see. Last thing I want to see you guys is work hard, get your eval pass, get funded, and then get to your payout, and then you lose a payout or you blow the account just from like one small mistake. That could have been easily avoided. So we got more profits over here from Johnny. Johnny locked in 1,150 on his first account, 925 on the second, 3,325 on the third, and 2,625 on the fourth account. So a total profit of, let's see, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 8,000 in profit for the day. Nice work, Johnny. And then we have Alicia over here. Alicia locked in 1,565 across, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts. She locked in 3,240 on this account down here and 1,740 on the account down here. So a total profit of, let's see, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,000. About 15,000 for the day. Nice work, Alicia. And that looks like all the profits from today. Unfortunately for me, I'm at break even, so I don't really have much at all. I'm pretty much flat plus fees. So I'm like down maybe a couple $100. Yeah, these fees add up, guys. Today I took 4 trades. I think every time I think it's worth like 1 contract. So about a couple $100 basically. So unfortunately, I got to eat those fees. Again, guys, there's not really much going on here. A possible market flow entry setting up right here, but I'm not going to take it, of course. Volatility is too low. Now we're not really worth the risk. Hopefully tomorrow I can take on 1 or 2 trades, hopefully 1 or 2 wins, and then close out the week strong tomorrow. So I think that's about it, guys. If there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm at break even for the day, so I have no profits here really to share. Basically flat plus fees. And that's about it. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can message me on Zoom. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day, guys. 7:45, about 15 minutes till 8. Not really expecting much to happen from here until then. So if you guys don't need a trade, which I'm pretty sure nobody does, just call it a day, come back tomorrow fresh, and then we'll wrap up this week strong. For this week so far, let me just check real quick. So today was break even. Yesterday we had 2, how many wins? 1, 2. We had 2 net wins. The day before that on Tuesday, we had 1 net win. So we're currently at 3 net wins for the week so far. So today was break even. Yesterday was 2 wins. And the day before that, we had 1 win. So we're 3 net wins for the week so far. Everyone should be in profit for the week. And the week's looking pretty decent, even after the craziness on Monday and Tuesday. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow.